Hey everyone, it's Laura here with Laura's Creative Pages and Cards, and I've got my Take Charge Thursday. I'm going to show you how to do this concept here. It is pretty fun, and here is another one with a different stamp set and a different idea using the same concept. So let's dive straight in and let me show you what I've done. So basically I have a white daisy card front here. This particular one is cut at 5 by 3 3/4. But the beauty of this is it's a concept, so you can absolutely do it any way, size. You could do it on a border, on a scrapbook layout, it doesn't really matter. So basically what I've got here is, this is called adhesive paper. No, it's not. This is called masking paper, but it's sticker masking paper, and this is a product from Stampin' Up. So it does come in sheets that are 5 by 7 in size in a pack, and so this one I've already cut down numerous times. So basically what I'm doing is using this, because it's sticker paper, is I'm cutting it down to 3/16, which is the size that I used on the second card. So these little gaps here are 3/16. These little gaps here are 1/4, so it's entirely up to you what size you would like it to be, but I chose to go with 3/16 on the second time, and I'm going to do that again for this demonstration. So let me just cut off 5 strips of 3/16. So it's sort of, it's just a masking tape basically, but I love that you have the option to cut it at the width you would like for this particular project. Okay, so I've got 5 strips there. Okay, and then the tip is to not press it down too hard when you stick it onto your project. So I'm just going to peel the backing off of this project, this sticker. Of course, when you've been filmed, it always tends to be not so helpful. Okay, so this is sticky here, so I'm just going to stick that down on in an angle like so, and then I'm going to grab another piece and get that one, and I will stick that one. And what I want to do is not make it exactly angled the same. I want to give it a bit of differentiation, so you can see here that I'm putting it on a slightly different angle, making it wider at the top and narrower at the bottom. Okay, so it's all about giving it really good points of interest. And then what I can do is just trim them off, and I'm leaving it with little tiny extra overhangs to make it easier for me to peel that off when I finish doing what I need to do. Okay, so it's just creating this odd grid pattern on your piece of cardstock. Okay, so doing the opposite again this time, going to go narrow at the top and wider at the bottom, and then I'll trim that off. And then I should be able to use this last piece here, this leftover piece, to create one more across here. Okay, so I've got 4 going across, and now I can bring in and go the opposite way. So that's what's really cool, is you're in control of the pattern that you would like across your project. Okay, so we'll just bring that one across and grab my other strip. And as you can see, I'm really not pressing down hard because I want it to peel back off without hopefully tearing the paper. So trim these off. And then I'm going to just use, without having to cut another piece, I'll just line that one across, and then I'm just going to grab this small piece here and just add it over the top and continue the line, so without needing to cut another piece. And then I should be able to maybe just get this one here across like so. Okay, there we go, we're all gridded up, so that's really fun. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in a blending brush and some inks. So just pop my little piece of paper under there. So there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can do it where you just fill in each individual gap with the ink. So that's what I did on card sample 1. And then on card sample 2, I did it like a gradient down and up, so a bit of an ombre look. So it's entirely up to you how you'd like to do it. So I'm going to use the pinks again, and this time I'll go with the option of trying to fill in each gap. So within each colour. Now it is a little bit hard because you do have such a small area of masking tape. So you will probably go outside of the, edges into another box a little bit. So if that's the case, what you want to do if you're going to go individual sections is you want to use your lightest colour first, because if it goes out over, then you're going to go over it with a slightly darker colour later. So so we're just going to fill in those holes as quick as possible so you can see what's going on there. So it's quite funky and fun. I like it, it's different. Okay, so we've got that colour there. Then I'm going to bring in papaya. So that first one was peach, if you're following along and you do have Close to My Heart inks. I haven't invested yet. I don't have enough money yet to invest in all the Stampin' Up colours. I will get there hopefully by the end of the year. Okay, so this one is papaya. So we're just filling in those gaps with some colour. Now I'm going as fast as possible. You don't have to obviously go this fast. You can definitely slow it down when you're working on your project. But I don't want to hold you up whilst learning too much. Okay, so I'd probably try and blend it a little bit better if I wasn't in such a rush. But that's okay. You guys are learning the concept. And as I said, it is a concept. Okay, this next one is Flamingo, which is a bit more pink and less peachy colour. So the ombre concept of just inking downwards and up is much faster. You can imagine why, because you're just inking over the top of all that masking paper and just going down the card. Okay, and it's the easier option, but I just wanted to show you this option as well. Okay, and bring in one more colour, which is quite dark. It's the rosy. I'm going to try and blend off of my paper a little bit first to hopefully not make it as dark, but still get that really pop of pink rosy. Okay, we're almost there, which is really cool. Okay. Beautiful. And it does look messy and it doesn't look nice. And I have to say, my blue one, I was not happy with it. And I thought, oh, what am I doing? This is not going to be a great concept. But once I pulled all of that masking tape off, it looked amazing. Okay, so I've got black ink now. And this is the Attention Shoppers stamp set. And I just line it up and stamp it. Now that works well because it's a big one and all of the excess has gone onto the masking tape. But for the rest of it, I'm just going to have a scrap piece of card. Let me just quickly grab that. Okay, so I've just got this little scrap piece of card and here's, the leftovers from yesterday, so you can see exactly what I did. And I just line it up next to the masking tape. And then I can just, so if I want the candles in the top half here, I can just stamp in that hole and that picks up the excess on the cardstock so it doesn't go into the next square, which is pretty cool. And I'll just put some more candles down the bottom here. Okay, so that's the cake, and then I've got the little pot plant. It can go in there. So it's basically just a whole heap of random stamping inside those little squares that you created. There's no right or wrong. And then we've got the shopping bag, very important. Okay, let's fit that in there. Oh, that was a tight fit. It's all good. Pop a bit more shopping bag here. Okay, and then I'm going to grab the bottle. I like that the bottle's nice and skinny, so that's going to fit in some of these gaps really nicely. Pop it in this one too. And I think I might even stick it inside this one as well. Okay, and then I've just got a couple of little tiny ones left. So I'm just going to grab a little flower off my Country Birdhouse stamp set and just fill in those gaps with the small flower. So there's lots of options here for how you fill in your gaps, which stamp sets you'd like to use. And I'm just going to, what am I going to grab? Oh, I missed the bouquet. That's okay. We'll just throw a little bit of bouquet in this one here. Okay, beautiful. All right, so that's that part done. Now you could definitely peel off the masking tape as is. You don't need to do any more work if you don't want. But on these ones here, just to add a little bit of point of interest, I added a whole heap of little dots. This one I added like diamonds, circles, dots, all sorts of things. So just with a black marker, I just added a little bit of extra detail inside each of those little quadrants, just to bit more interest, make it a little bit different. It's entirely up to you. So yeah, so you can do whatever you like in each of those holes, gaps. And I would suggest you do it before you peel off, because if you go over the masking tape edge, you're not going to accidentally go into the white gap by accident. So you can see that's really fun. I'm not going to do all of it though in this demonstration, just to speed up the process. So basically now that that's done, I can just go through and ever so gently peel off the masking tape strips so that you can see the end result. And then I'll just have to go through extra carefully and add in the rest of my detail later. Okay, so I just want to peel it off though so you can really see how fantastically fun it looks as you peel it off. You can see it really starts to come to life, all those colours being broken up. There we go. And if you find that you're masking, this tape here is sticking to the cardstock just extra too hard, go through and just de-tacky it a little bit with your fingers before you actually stick it down. I think I've pressed a little hard as I was blending the ink on. It's just a little bit sticky in some places. It's okay, I'm doing okay. Look how fun that is. Last one coming off. There we go. So that there is how to do that idea. Super easy, but looks amazing. Let me just bring in the completed ones again. So there's the blue one, and then we've got that one there. And so this is what that one would look like once it's mounted with a bit of black behind it. So I've actually, what I did when I did mine was I did it the 5 by 3 3/4, and then I did get a little tear in the paper, which has actually happened here, and I actually trimmed it down to 3.5 by 4 3/4, which I can do that again now. It just gives me a little bit of freedom to change it up. But yeah, I hope you enjoy that and that you dive in and have a go, because it is really fun, and it's another great way to pull out your stamp sets and to use a lot of stamp sets across one project. Thanks for joining me for Take Charge Thursday. Bye.